Retro handhelds. Man, the market is flooded with these things. But I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty cool, I must admit. And as you know, handhelds can be really, really expensive. But today, guys, I'm gonna show you some really cool retro handhelds that are really, really cheap. And some of these you can get under 10 bucks. So let's look into these budget handhelds. All right, let's do it. Welcome back to Gamer to Gamer. And I've been playing games and collecting games ever since I was a kid. So therefore I decided to start this channel up. So if you like my videos, smash that like button and subscribe. So without further ado, let's start the video. Welcome back to Gamer, and today we're going to get into some budget handhelds. So let's jump into this. So right off the bat, I like to start off with these three. Now these are probably the most common ones you'll see, and these are like the cheapest. I mean, sometimes I find these things at the flea market for like under 10 bucks, but they all play the same. I'm talking same menu, same games, and everything. So although these are different brands, but and different companies, it's the same hardware on these things. And so here's the first clue that they're both pretty much similar. They come with the English and Chinese version, but we always go with the English, of course. And they pretty much have all the same games on here. Now the games aren't bad at all. They're just all the same thing. And the D-pads and the buttons are pretty cool, and they're pretty easy to use. And you can connect these things actually to the TV, and it comes with a controller. For an example, here we go. Wrong end. Here we go. And so you connect it to the TV with these, and here is the extra controller. And all of them come with one extra controller, and you can this will be the first person controller, blah, 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 and this will be your second person controller. And they're cheaply made, but hey, they do the trick. So these things are pretty cheap. But are they worth it? For like 10 bucks? Yeah, I'll pick them up. Next one up is the Pocket Entertainment Center. Now, I know that this one is similar to that, but on this one, the screen, it's much, much better. I mean, it's a lot more smoother. And it pretty much has all the same games, but man, the screen is so much better. Now, this one could run you anything from 20 to 30 bucks. But, you know, the games look much cleaner on this one. But other than that, you can hook it up to the TV. I love the quality of the build. The build is kind of cool. It looks like a Nintendo controller, and I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, the games are pretty cool on this one. All right, now let's move on to this one right here. This is a PSP clone, but don't sleep on this thing. This thing is really, really cool. It's pretty awesome, and you could also hook this up to the TV also, and the games on it are pretty good. I was surprised how good this thing is, and it feels really, really good in your hands. And it's got a lot of cool games on it, and you can hook it up to the TV by micro HDMI, and I thought that was really cool. So I know this looks like a ripoff PSP, but man, it is really, really neat. I really dug this thing. And you can get this for like almost 30, maybe 40 bucks. But don't sleep on it because it looks like a PSP. It's pretty awesome. And here's another one that's similar to the PSP. It looks almost like a, God, what do you want to call it? The PS Vita, if you want to say. Or it looks like one of those old school PSPs also. But Again, don't sleep on these. These are pretty cheap. And man, they got some awesome games on it. And the menu is pretty simple to use. And it comes with tons of games on here. So again, what I love about this one is that it's so easy to hold in your hand. Yeah, don't sleep on this one either. This one was pretty cool. And the screen is really bright. Really bright. And some of these screens are like, could be garbage, but these two that I just showed, man, these screens are really, really nice. Pretty awesome. All right, next up is the Ambernicks. Now, these are much more popular ones that you see. And man, these two are awesome. I do them at the same time because this is the upgraded model right here, and this is my older model. But man, the games on it are pretty good. And they come with a lot of systems on them. I mean, look at that. They got tons of games on these things. Now, this one might be a tad bit more expensive, but man, it is definitely worth it. I mean, look at all the games on this thing. On this one, it's got, well, it's got 5. This one got 564. PC Engine got 290. This one got, the family computer has 1,330. I mean, the list goes on. Look at all the games on the Nintendo and the Game Boy. It's just so many. And man, it feels really good in your hands also while you're playing it. And of course, it got Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, Sega Master System, Genesis, Game Gear, the Mega Drive, Dreamcast. The list goes on. So don't sleep on this one. This one's really cool. And keep in mind, this one just has a different menu, but yeah, they all got like the same thing, like Game Boy, Famicom, Super NES, MAME. They all got the same games on them, except this one has a lot more. All right, the Game Player. Now this is a big boy right here. This thing is a beast. It's freaking huge. It really is. Now, bigger doesn't always mean better, but this one is, I really like this one right here. So the games on it, just like the other ones, it has tons of games on this thing. And I love how big the screen is. Now, it's got a lot of features on the bottom. I'm not going to get into that. You know, you can put your pictures on there and go on the internet. But we're only here for the games. But yeah, this thing is massive, and it looks really fun playing on this thing because it's freaking huge. And yada yada yada. Like I said before, it's all about the games, and it's got tons of games on here. So with that said, yeah, let's move on. I know this looks like a huge PSP/Vita, but look how big that thing is. It is huge. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, last one up is this bad boy right here. This is actually my favorite, but you know what kills me about this thing is the screen. Oh my God. If you're not looking at it straight on, it is hard to see it. Like if you go like that, if you're playing, no, you have to be looking at this thing straight on. But other than that, it has the norm. You can hook up 2 controllers to it. But what I like about this is the layout. All the tons of games on here. It's just so many on here. And this is awesome to take on the road. But the only thing is the glare. Even when recording this, the glare on this thing, because you have to have it directly in your eyesight, it just really bugs the heck out of me. It really does. But the games on here are just really neat. This is a little bit pricier, but is it worth it? Yeah, it looks almost like a Switch. It does sometimes gets kind of uncomfortable to hold because, you know, it's square. There's no grips on it or whatever. But it makes up in the games. So this is definitely one of my favorites right here. It really is. But like I said, I hate the glare. Even when recording this video, the glare was killing me. Alright guys, let's wrap up the video. That'll pretty much do it. So if you're in the market for finding some cheap handhelds, these are some good ones right here that I actually found. I thought these were pretty awesome. So hey, thanks for watching. Gamer to Gamer. Peace.